you don't really know how good you are or where you stack up if you're always in your comfort zone, if you're always playing or performing in a situation that you're clearly already the best. What's going on, everybody? It's Jared again, back with the next play where we're all about the professional development of athletes after the ball stops. So, today, or actually, I went home recently and I found this letter. I was going through a box of old pictures and had a bunch of my high school stuff. And this is Bob Gibbons. I don't know how many of you guys know Bob Gibbons, but he's a pretty big recruiter form scout. Damn, yeah, scout back from where I'm from. I think he does national stuff too, though. But and it was just cool, kind of going over what they rated me. They gave me some, some details on how I could improve and stuff. And it just brought to my mind, a lot of us, myself included at a point, you don't know how good you are until you are critiqued, evaluated by a credible source. So, a lot of us in sports, we're probably, especially at a young age, you're probably the best of the best when you're at your rec level. Everybody, usually the deciding factors there is just literally blatant genetics. Like somebody's clearly faster than the rest of the kids, bigger than the rest of the kids. I was taller than everybody that was around me. Things like that. Then you get to middle school, it's kind of the same, but then some people, they start to get into the AAU circuit where they may travel and go see different talent from different areas. It's not so confined to just your local rec gym. You kind of get a better taste for what's out there, get to compare yourself. Then we get to high school, and depending on where you go to high school, public, prep, private, what location, you kind of get a mix. You might have some places that are smaller where it's not as competitive, but other big metro areas where the talent pool is just so much larger, there's better chances that there's going to be better players. So I'm kind of at the point where I'm realizing, okay, I could play college basketball. I'm 6'8", 6'7" at the time, probably. Just got off an injury, tore my MCL and fractured my tibia and dislocated my kneecap. Recovered from that. Went with some of my AU teammates to this Bob Gibbons evaluation clinic. And it was pretty insightful, that some of the better players from my state, I'm from North Carolina, were there at the time. Not like the elite, but all pretty much, there was a good amount of college prospects there. So you get to see where you kind of rank. This person's going to, NC State, this person's going mid-major Division I, this person's going Division II. You kind of get, it's more college players than not, or potential college players than not at this clinic. Which was interesting. I got to go up against some people who ended up playing again, like at NC State, Clemson, Richmond, Hampton, things of that nature. So I actually performed pretty well. And some of in my previous videos, I've let you guys know I'm really good naturally, a shot blocker. So I'm glassing everything. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm finishing well around the basket, making good post plays. I was never really a shooter. I couldn't really shoot at this time. I was never a great shooter, but I learned how to shoot a little bit better as I got older. But at this time, it was mainly just garbage around the basket, dunks, drop-offs, finishing around the basket, and definitely blocking shots. I'm glassing everybody's shot. And I really just wanted to highlight this. I thought it was cool to bring this to y'all's attention because there's this thing called big fish, little pond syndrome. You don't really know how good you are or where you stack up if you're always in your comfort zone, if you're always playing or performing in a situation that you're clearly already the best. If I'm the best person in my small town and I never go to a bigger area where there's more opportunity to play people that are at my talent level or higher, I don't really have an accurate depiction or an accurate understanding of how good I really am relative to my entire competition. If I play against people that aren't as good as me, it's going to inflate my sense of how good I am. So I just really wanted to give you a quick rundown of what they scored me, how they saw me, At this time, I wasn't really on too many college radars. Again, I was coming off injury, a big injury, so I missed the prior summer. But I kind of had a decent junior year, and so yeah. So this is one of the coach's comments. Uses length well to rebound out of his area. Good passer from high post. Needs to get stronger to be able to finish around the basket. Can get better at mid-range jumper. I think that was the main coach that was coaching all of our teams throughout the clinic or the camp. And right here. Okay, let me do this. Yeah, right here, this is kind of like a rundown. I don't know if you can see it, but it has like individual sections and where you rate. Overall, I got a 91, which I thought was pretty good. I think a lot of that was because of my shot blocking ability. At the time, I could not really score individually, like ISO post moves. But a lot of I got checked off like perimeter range. That was a must improve. A good number of average, like outlet passing skills average, finishes plays average, ability to use both hands. I've always been pretty ambidextrous, so that was above average. Attitude, court demeanor, physical, mental toughness, shot blocking ability, above average. The one that I really appreciate is he a winner? That one they ranked excellent. So I think the impact that I did have at that camp and I've had on multiple teams that I've been on is I find a way to win. I may not have to be the person scoring, but I'm going to make plays on the defensive end. I'm going to get on the ground, X, Y, Z. And a lot of coaches, they look for that. They look for winners. They look for people because there's only one person can have the ball on the court. So what are you doing on defense and what are you doing when you're on offense without the ball? How are you impacting the game in a positive way? And so Bob Gibbons, he wrote me a note that said, Jared, you are a definite college prospect. What level will depend upon your improvement and performance this year. In my opinion, your primary need to get stronger and add more weight. This would help you to play more physically, work hard this year and upgrade the areas noted must improve and average. Colleges want above average and better players. You can become one with much hard work. Go for it. Thank you for attending this clinic. Have a super year for Jordan High. And then at the bottom, he had like the recommended level of college basketball. It says low Division I to middle Division I. So low major to high major. Low major to mid major. Sorry. But I actually ended up signing at a Division II called Queen's University of Charlotte, which they're now Division I, like low mid major school. Talent wise, the same. I think as I've learned, like a lot of people have understood, Division II is really high level basketball. A lot of it comes down to the size of your post players. Like I'm 6'8", but as a freshman, I was only like 180, 185. So I remember we played NC State my sophomore year, and it was just like night and day. Trying to box those dudes out was crazy. But I say all this to say, man, you aren't as good as you think you are probably until it's been tested. It's easy to perform when there's no pressure, but until you can get in the trenches, until you can get in the mix with people that are at your level or above, you really don't have a true understanding of where you stand. And that's in anything. That's sports, that's life, that's business. It's easy to have a warm lead with somebody you're comfortable with, but can you go out and make a cold call and turn that add that to your book of business? It's just things like that. So I just always want to remind people to get out of your comfort zone, leave the little pond that you're used to having your way and kind of maneuvering how you want. Jump to the big pond and run with the big boys and kind of see where you land. So that's just a quick little message I wanted to get off. It was on my mind. So like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll be sure to keep putting out more videos for you guys.